Welcome back, story lovers, to Folktales with Shafi. Get ready, because today we're diving deeper into the chilling saga of the three wicked brothers in episode 2. If you thought last time was intense, just wait. This one will send shivers down your spine. Last we left off, screams echoed from the forest, and the whole village of Abrewa was on edge. The night after, sleep was a luxury no one could afford. Mothers clutched their children tight, dogs barked at shadows, and the wind carried whispers so eerie they'd make even the bravest men jump. People swore they saw Kojo's massive stomach glowing like a drum in the darkness, and others were convinced Yaw's big head was floating by the river, like a giant, menacing coconut. Talk about a nightmare fuel. As the sun peeked over the horizon, painting the sky with worried hues, the chief gathered everyone in the village square. His voice was heavy with concern. "We must know," he declared, "are the brothers dead or alive?" That's when Bawa, the village hunter, stepped forward, his eyes firm. "I can track them," he offered. "If they're still in that forest, I will find them." But fear was a thick blanket over the villagers. "Bawa, that forest is cursed," a woman cried, her voice trembling. "No one goes in there and returns." Bawa, however, was resolute. He lifted his spear, a glint of defiance in his eyes. "I do not fear evil. The gods protect me." And with that, he plunged into the ancient, silent woods, alone. The air grew heavy, thick with an unnatural cold, and the trees whispered secrets he couldn't quite decipher. Hours passed as he trekked deeper until he reached the river, and there, etched into the muddy bank, were footprints. 3 of them. They looked human, yes, but they were burned into the ground as if scorched by fire. Bawa's heart hammered against his ribs. Then, a chilling sound sliced through the stillness. "Laughter, Bawa," a voice, soft and sinister, called from behind him. He spun around, and his eyes widened in terror. It was Kweku, the slim one. But he was no longer the Kweku they knew. His skin was dark, like charcoal, and his eyes glowed with an unsettling red light. His voice, it sounded like 3 people speaking at once. "Leave this place," Kweku hissed. "It belongs to us now." Bawa, a seasoned hunter, raised his spear, ready to strike, but before he could throw it, the ground beneath him cracked open with a terrifying roar. Kojo rose from the earth, his monstrous stomach quivering as black smoke billowed from his mouth. "We are not men anymore," he boomed, a terrible grin splitting his face. "We are the spirits of fear." Bawa didn't hesitate. He ran, faster than he ever had in his life, adrenaline fueling his every step. He didn't stop until he burst from the forest's edge, his face stark white with terror. "They are alive," he gasped, his voice raw, "but they are no longer human." A collective scream ripped through the village. Children began to cry, clinging to their parents. The chief, pale and shaken, immediately dispatched messengers to summon Nana Ifua once more. When she arrived, her expression was grave. "I warned you," she said softly, her eyes filled with sorrow. "The spirit of the Black River has taken their souls. They are now bound to the forest. Can we save them?" The chief pleaded, desperation in his voice. Nana Ifua closed her eyes for a long moment, the weight of the situation heavy on her. "Maybe," she finally whispered, "but the gods will ask for something in return." She instructed the villagers to gather 3 sacred items: the feather of a black crow, the shell of a river turtle, and, most difficult of all, a calabash filled with tears from 10 villagers who truly forgave the brothers. "Only when forgiveness is real," she explained, "can evil lose its power." Fear still gripped the village, but they began their desperate search. Men ventured to the forest's edge for crow feathers, others to the river for turtle shells. But the calabash of tears, that was the challenge. Why should we forgive them? One man shouted, his voice laced with bitterness. They brought us nothing but pain. Nana Efua met his gaze with unwavering strength. Because forgiveness is stronger than fear. If your hearts stay bitter, they will never rest. Slowly, one by one, 10 villagers came forward. An old woman who had lost her farm, a young boy whose food they had stolen, even the chief's own son, who Kojo had once mercilessly beaten. Tears flowed freely into the calabash, a poignant testament to their courage and resilience. Nana Efua carefully sealed it with a sacred leaf. That night, under the high, cold moon, Nana Efua returned to the forest alone. She placed the 3 sacred items on the ground and began to sing, her ancient voice echoing through the trees. And then, from the deepest shadows, the 3 brothers appeared, their eyes glowing like malevolent fireflies. "Old woman," Yaw hissed, his voice a chilling blend of menace and pain, "you cannot stop us. The spirit owns us now." Nana Efua stood firm, her resolve unshaken. "You were born of this land. The gods gave you life, not the Black River. Return to your people before it's too late." Kojo's stomach rumbled like distant thunder. "Never," he roared. "We will rule this village." He lunged forward, but just as he did, Nana Efua poured the calabash of tears onto the earth. The ground convulsed, a blinding light erupted around her. The brothers screamed in agony as black smoke billowed from their transformed bodies. The nearby river began to boil and churn, but as it seemed they were fading away, a dark, formless shadow rose from the depths of the river itself, the spirit of the Black River. It had no face, only a gaping mouth that whispered, "Mine. They are mine." Nana Efua gasped, her heart sinking. "The spirit has come for them," she whispered. The wind howled, bending trees like reeds. The monstrous spirit stretched its shadowy hands, seizing the brothers and pulling them into the air. "Help us," they cried out, their voices filled with a final, desperate plea. But it was too late. The spirit dragged them into the boiling river, and then silence. Nana Efua fell to her knees, spent and weary. "It is done," she whispered, her voice heavy with sorrow. "But evil never dies. It only sleeps." The next morning, the river turned an ominous black. The villagers, relieved, believed peace had returned. But at night, fishermen swore they heard strange voices calling their names from the inky water. Some claimed to see. What do you think will happen next? Well, let's wait for the final episode. Subscribe if you enjoyed it.